Indeed, it's the Penguins out there in red, the Dons in white. And we are ready to go. Second matchup of the season between these two. They met back on New Year's Eve over in Northeast Ohio. Youngstown State victorious in that game by a final score of 60-44. But afterwards, Purdue-Fort Wayne felt like it had really one of its worst performances of the season, and they entered tonight with a lot more confidence. Chase Sellers banks it in on the assist from Jaslyn Limbo.
Well, with Cleveland State going a half a game ahead, I mean, Cleveland State, Green Bay, and Youngstown State were all locked in for that first place spot. You know, we're getting to the point right now where, you know, teams are really fighting for a bye or a potential home first round hosting. And if everything were to end today, the Dons would be hosting February 28th, which is just, just a huge testament to what has happened in this program in just a short amount of time under Coach Marcasano.
100%. And coming up later, we'll check out the conference standings, and still a lot to sort out. But yeah, Purdue-Fort Wayne, which, you know, by their own admission, felt like they were underachieving early on this season. Now, right there in the middle of the standings. Ritz catches the loose ball, no good from point-blank range, and Purdue-Fort Wayne will take over. By the way, our officials here tonight, Brian Ennerline, Stacy Lee, and Lauren Namira. Sellers going to work in the post. She has the first four.
It's always a good sign when Jayla Sellers starts off the game scoring. I mean, this year we have just been so used to her defense really leading the charge. You know, hasn't had the best offensive production. You know, had some good games where just couldn't find the rim from long range. But right now, just to see her come out aggressive is a huge asset.
But there's a response from YSU's Paige Shy, the senior from Huntington, West Virginia. Off ball, a whistle, and it's a foul against Shy. First foul on either side. And now the first substitutions for YSU. Youngstown State, the preseason pick to win the conference after last year sharing the regular season title. Limbo feeds Solaire Starks, and she puts it in. That's a couple of assists already for Limbo, who's an excellent passer as a post player. And Starks has been another difference maker here for Purdue-Fort Wayne during this span when they've won 4 of 5. Dealt with multiple injuries in the early part of the season, but showing how capable she is when healthy. There in the mid-range, that falls for Megan Callahan.
Well, and I think you're seeing, Youngstown State, they can beat you inside or outside. They have such a presence with Ritz underneath, but have 3 really good perimeter sharpshooters. So the Dons are really going to need to use that top 3 defense that they've got in the league. Actually, I think they're second in the league in defending the 3-point line to be able to at least take that weapon away from them.
For sure. Limbo with a block shot. Stuffing Emily Saunders. He just touched on the perimeter defense that Purdue-Fort Wayne is capable of, but meanwhile, down low, Limbo considered an elite post defender in addition to her passing skills that we mentioned.
Well, and I know, on the coaches show this week, Rumpet actually asked Coach Marcasano what was the plan to deal with the post. Are they going to double team? Are they going to make some major adjustments? And, just a ton of confidence in Limbo and said, I think we're going to play him straight up and let Jazzy do her thing down there.
She now has 30 blocks on the season, second most in the Horizon League. And thanks in part to her defense, the Macedons nearly just forced a shot clock violation instead. That winds up being a foul against Bromenschenkel. Tough for the Dons, who played quality defense there for about 29 seconds.
Yeah.
But now the first free throw, no good.
Those late shot clock scores are a dagger for sure.
Saunders, a 6'5" senior from Mullins, West Virginia. Core part of this team for YSU, hails from the Mountaineer State. Grew up playing together and now achieving great success at the collegiate level. Bromenschenkel open. Doesn't go. Four minutes in, even at 6. Backdoor feed. And there's another block for Limbo. And Purdue-Fort Wayne will take over. Blast off the fingertips of Ritz. So
yeah, this just really shows her able to, a little out of position, backdoor cut, able to, gather herself and not foul in that situation, which would have given her 2. So that's just an incredible defense.
Sellers off the screen, off the mark. Starks unable to save it. Looking for Ritz, forced it, turnover. Pretty impressive. Took almost 4.5 minutes before either side gave the ball up.
Well, and that is something that, even though that December 31st game was not the best, statistically, they did force 25 turnovers that game from Youngstown State. And so, the Dons defensively had done a pretty good job on them and done what they do well, which is turn the teams over.
Ryan Ott with the left hand. It goes. And Purdue-Fort Wayne retakes the lead midway through the first quarter. Ott, the sophomore from LaPorte, Indiana, within 2 hours of here. That's a turnover. Callahan had her heel on the sideline. The Macedons up by 2 will have the basketball when we return. It's a break in the action. You're watching the Horizon League on ESPN+.
You're not looking so good. Are you going to be ready for the big game? Well, don't worry. Lutheran Health Physicians can help. Go to LutheranHealthPhysicians.com where you can see all of their great providers and make an appointment online. Lutheran Health Physicians has convenient locations on and near campus. You can even do telehealth appointments so you don't have to leave your couch.
Hi, Don. I hear you're not feeling well. Let's get you back in the game.
Lutheran Health Physicians, the team that will help you thrive.
Earlier today, in conjunction with Visit Fort Wayne, the Purdue-Fort Wayne Macedons hosted the second annual Lead Her Forward Luncheon as part of National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Some special guests from the Horizon League joining, along with Don's athletic director, Kelly Hartley Hutton, moderating a panel that featured the HL's commissioner, Julie Rowe-Lash, along with Melanie Carney, who's the Memorial Coliseum executive vice president and general manager, even Purdue Fort Wayne women's soccer standout goalkeeper Samantha Castaneda, and others. They're helping to inspire the next generation of female leaders in sports.
Yeah, I got to go. It was awesome. You know, I had a lot of the young assistant coaches and head coaches that were not managing their team during that time were there. Just was a really great event that Ashley Malone at Purdue Fort Wayne has really spearheaded and made into an annual event that's been really the panel was great. I really enjoyed my time, and to be able to gather with that type of caliber of women leaders was just excellent.
Really phenomenal to see, and pretty cool that in the crowd here for this game tonight, there's a 5th grade girls basketball team from nearby St. Vincent de Paul. The Panthers helping to pack the bleachers.
There they are. Might be a Kaufman kid in that crew. So yeah, it's just great, you know, to be able to share this, and I love, you know, hearing my daughter and her friends talk. They just assume that they're going to have all the opportunities to play. And so for all the women who fought for girls to have these opportunities, now the girls just assume they have them. And I think that that's what we've all always wanted. So it's a lot of fun and great to see them out here supporting these high-level student athletes.
Well said. And if you're familiar with Tracy's personality, you might be able to guess out of those dancing in the crowd who not so little Lucy is. Limbo with the left hand finishes. 4-point lead for Purdue Fort Wayne. Mastodons, a team known for its ability on the perimeter, shooting from the outside, getting it done in the paint so far.
Well, and so many of these games where they have become, much more successful is balanced scoring. You know, early on, Coach talks about they were taking, 35 threes a game. You know, more down into the low 20s, which is kind of where they want to be because they're also attacking the paint as well.
There are a couple of points in the paint, though, for YSU. Shaylee Kirby, another one of the West Virginia members of the squad. And that's now a couple of times here where Purdue Fort Wayne has nearly forced a shot clock violation, and yet the Gwins have come away with points. Feeding Limbo inside, not on this possession. Transition for YSU. Long range three for Dina Jarrells. No good, and Bromenschenkel rips away the rebound. Ryan Ott lets it fly and connects.
Well, and something Coach talks about is letting her girls play with some freedom, but also teaching them, when to let that three fly, a little bit of time and score. She talks a lot about that, just teaching them, when to let it rip and what's the time on the clock, what's the score, what's the situation. And, she really lets her players have that green light, but is also teaching them the best time to use it.
And now it's a steal for Audra Emerson. Sophomore is stepping up. Ott attacks. Ryan Ott. Early on, she leads all scorers with 5. The lead is 5 for the Mastodons. And they force another turnover, the 4th. And meanwhile, Purdue Fort Wayne yet to give it away. Here against a YSU team that's just a half game back of Cleveland State for first. Another fast break for the Penguins. And that's the second 3 of the evening for Paige Shy.
Well, and I definitely think, YSU is a really deep team. I'm sure the Mastodons do not want to get into a transition battle with them.
Shot clock under 5. Bromenschenkel on the drive. Purdue Fort Wayne with the lead despite missing some bunnies inside. Travel. YSU had a slow start to its season, dropping 3 of its first 4 as they've returned a ton from last year, but at the same time working in some newcomers, transfers. They have been gelling of late, though. Aubrey Stubb in off the bench, no good. Offensive rebound, and the putback. Shea Sellers. She's got 6.
Well, just an interesting, story with the YSU program. I mean, picked preseason 7th last year, and then win the league outright. And then coming into this year, picked to win the league. Had to put in, had some key transfers, to fill some gaps from graduation. But now they're in, just a really tight race with Green Bay and Wright State this year.
YSU currently ranked 13th.
Cleveland State. My bad on that. Cleveland State.
But multiple programs are at the top of the College Insider mid-major top 25. YSU 13th in that poll. With Cleveland State, Green Bay not far behind. Northern Kentucky, another challenger in the horizon. Last time out, YSU knocked off the Norris in dramatic fashion by a point, 52-51. Shy, no good. Rhett's offensive rebound, 2 seconds to go in the quarter. Iron unkind for Shy, and Purdue Fort Wayne goes into the second period up by 4. Massive direction of Maria Marquesano.
Well, and I think what you're seeing the most out of the Dons is they're figuring out how they win games. I mean, I think they like we said, they shoot 35 threes, but maybe get hot some games, and then obviously not have great nights shooting. So just a really good balance scoring and much more consistency from their top players.
Shea Sellers, one of those top players, rebounds her own miss and draws a foul. Sellers knocks them both down. This senior grew up in the Cleveland area. He's been one of the best free throw shooters in Purdue Fort Wayne program history. Better than 80%. That's the third 3 of the night for Paige Shy. Under 10 on the shot clock. Sellers catch and shoot, and she hits. Sellers now leads all scorers with 11. To go with her 3 rebounds. Shy has been cooking, no good. Roman Schenkel boards it.
Well, and I think that's, one of the things that where Youngstown State can really hurt you. I mean, they have 3 girls who can really rip it from outside. And, even talking and just what a veteran experienced team they are, Coach Marquesano talked about having trouble, scouting them because they're putting in new sets almost every week. So when you've got a team that has that ability, it's really hard to prepare and plan for them defensively.
Showcasing that range again, this time it's Megan Callahan. Youngstown State has led the Horizon League in three-pointers per game each of the last 8 seasons. It's a program staple. And that is in part a product, really, of how strong they traditionally are in the post and playing inside out. And Paige Shy, now one of those sharp shooters. By the way, it was Shy who had what proved to be the game-winning free throws last weekend against Northern Kentucky with just 2.3 seconds left. And now it's another bucket for Callahan.
Well, and that's something that's been a bit of their story. Lately, Youngstown State, I mean, they've won a lot of really close games and have come out on top. Just like you said last week at NKU. And there certainly is something to be said for just being in that situation and hitting those pressure free throws and making those pressure plays.
Offensive rebound for Limbo after the Bromanchenko miss. No good for Limbo down low. Rebound for Shy. Destiny Marshall nearly with a steal. Purdue Fort Wayne leads the Horizon League in that department. Gerald's nothing but net, and Youngstown State retakes the lead. Marshall had been the primary point guard in the first half of the season, has been dealing with an injury of late. Bromanchenko, nifty, she's fouled. Bromanchenko will shoot a pair, a whistle against Shaylee Kirby.
Well, and her, Bromanchenko's aggressiveness is key to their success offensively. Yeah, to your point there, Tracy, Bromanchenko has averaged 18 points a game, plus 6 rebounds a contest. And the Mastodons, 9 victories this year. While she has shot better than 50% overall from the field, including from 3, which is almost unthinkable. And had kind of a quiet start to the conference season, but is averaging over 16 a game in the last 5 games. So, her finding her rhythm and obviously, I think we had kind of talked about this early in the year. She was so hot, and then obviously teams were going to really hone in on her. But, someone else had to step up to be a threat, and that's happening. Audra Emerson is getting the respect she deserves from long range. Shayla's really starting to contribute, and so is Jazzy as well. Dons have won 3 straight, 4 of 5. Youngstown State has won 4 in a row. Reach-in foul called against the Tennessee transfer, Emily Saunders. Man, that's 2 on her. Saunders at 6'5", tallest player on the floor, and she departs now in favor of the starter, Lily Ritz. Coach Barnes receiving an explanation. Deflected out of bounds by Kirby. Purdue Fort Wayne has it with 7 on the shot clock. Mastodons with the lead despite shooting only 36% from the floor right now. Short for Sellers. Ritz directing. Dons flash a double. And Ritz going to work. Yeah, you're just seeing really balanced scoring from Youngstown State right now. It's hard to know who to take away offensively when they've got so many weapons. Such a complete team.
That they are. Back and forth here, midway through the second quarter. Ryan Ott, late shot clock. Travel. Youngstown State ball when we return. Break in the action. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Purdue Fort Wayne at home, down by 1.
We are your doctors
and nurses.
We are your cleaning staff
and caregivers.
We have always been here. But lately, as our world has changed, you have been here for us, too. We feel your support. It is a healing force that makes us stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
At Diamond Residential Mortgage, we understand the importance of keeping pace with technology. That's why we offer a completely digital loan process for you to have every option at your fingertips. We also understand the magnitude of a home purchase. One of our experienced loan officers will work with you every step of the way, making sure all your questions are answered and the right loan is tailored to fit your needs. Come see us at Diamond Residential Mortgage.
Well, believe it or not, we're just about a month away from the Horizon League Basketball Championships starting February 28th and March 2nd around the league on campus before culminating in Indianapolis March 6th and 7th at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum. Tickets are now on sale. Come join the excitement and find out who will reach the horizon. For more information and to buy your tickets, head to horizonleague.com/Indy.
Yeah, things are really heating up. Obviously, it's not real warm outside for sure. I don't know if the groundhog, you know what happened? I didn't follow. Did he see his shadow or not?
I think we got a little bit more winter to deal with, unfortunately.
I thought you're a Jersey guy. You follow that closely.
Puxtawanny Phil over in Pennsylvania, closer to the YSU campus than the Jersey Shore. But Coach Barnes hoping that his team's going to be playing for that Horizon League title. Again, the preseason favorite to win the league, and currently just a half game back of Cleveland State for first. And by the way, while we celebrate Girls and Women's and Sports Day, and coming up at the half, we'll have more on that. Just recently, the Horizon League announcing that as part of International Women's Day on Tuesday, March 7th, down at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum as part of the festivities for the league championship, there will be a special celebration presented by Key Bank. Out of the timeout. That's Malia Magestro initiating and drawing the foul. And it'll be 2 shots. Foul called on Shea Sellers, who is trying to draw the charge.
Yeah, it's just such a tough player. Not sure she was completely in agreement on whether she was set or not.
And by the way, Tracy, while we start to look ahead to March, a major upset brewing elsewhere in the Horizon League right now, as Wright State leads Northern Kentucky by 12 with a little bit more than 7 minutes to go in that game, which you can also find on ESPN+. They started an hour before us over in Dayton. As you saw in the standings previously, Wright State currently 2-10 in the Horizon League, while Northern Kentucky at 7-5, a game ahead of Purdue Fort Wayne. Amelia Bromanshenko, what a move. That ties it up with 4 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, and Megan Callahan is just an excellent defender and really drew that assignment against Bromanshenko, the 31st at their place, and really did a good job on her, shut her down. But Bromanshenko looks much more aggressive tonight.
Yeah, she's got her confidence back. Lily Ritz, no good. Nice contest there by Limbo, and that one doesn't officially go down as a block, but evidence of how strong she is defensively in the post. Second in the league in block shots. Starks with space.
Well, when you're an elite shot blocker like that, it changes your shot. You try to do different things to avoid the block. I don't know why basketball players are so obsessed with not being blocked. It seems like it happens a lot, but she can interrupt a lot of stuff even if she doesn't get a hand on it.
Ritz with only 2 points on 1 of 6 shooting so far, though still making her presence felt with a game-high 8 rebounds so far. Ryanott and Purdue Fort Wayne even with Youngstown State. And the Mastodons getting this done, though shooting 34% from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. They get 2 for 10. Ritz runs the floor and scores on the assist from Paige Shy.
Yeah, they're so good in transition when they get out in space.
And again, there's an example of how Ritz is such a dynamic player at 6'1". The quickness to run the floor. Bromanshenko, the bounce pass, and Limbo unable to finish. Shy. In and out. Penguins ball. YSU catches a break. They didn't have anyone challenging for an offensive rebound, but off the missed 3, ball bounces their way.
Well, we're just in great vicinity of Coach Marcassano. You can see her right there, and she's you're hearing her say, "Great shot, good look." So they're happy with the looks they're getting. They're just not falling at the rate that they'd like right now.
Timeout called here by Youngstown State as the Penguins want to draw something up good here and add to their 2-point advantage. And YSU has won 4 in a row, but Maria Marcassano's squad has won 3 straight, 4 of the last 5. And Tracy, sometimes it can be easy to forget. This is only her 2nd year here at the helm in her home city. And at this point of the season, with 9 wins already earned, it's the most for Purdue Fort Wayne in nearly a decade.
Yeah, it's funny, in the offseason, I got to run into her and said, "Coach, this is a 10-win season easily." And I remember her saying, "I don't know, they're working hard." And I think that's certainly attainable with the schedule they have left and probably then some.
Yeah, more than half of their remaining games here inside the Gate Center.
Well, and I think it, I hate to bring up COVID, but the program was struggling going into COVID, and then you have those couple years of just funkiness. It took a toll on a lot of. Obviously, it took a toll on all of us, but for programs that were struggling, it certainly was. And then you have the coaching change, so it just feels great to have a fresh year where things are really, really back to normal.
Speaking of fresh, how about the glasses for Coach Marcusano? The whole fit. At 3, pure Megan Callahan. The grad student, one of the captains for this Gwynn squad. Stretches the lead to 5. This is the largest lead yet for either side. It's been a really tight first half. Feels like a crucial sequence here over the last 70 seconds now for the Dons. Roman Schenkel out of bounds. Still just the 3rd turnover for Purdue Fort Wayne. That's part of the reason why the Dons have been able to be this competitive despite shooting just 32% from the field and only 2 for 10 from 3. Contrast, Youngstown State closer to 50% on both 2s and 3s. And those numbers rise even more. Malia Magestro.
And she was the difference maker in that first matchup, December 31st, with going 4 for 4 right out of the gate. Kind of put it away in the first quarter.
8-0 run for YSU. Ritz with a block, but Purdue Fort Wayne retains it, and Audra Emerson nails a clutch 3. Shot clock off for YSU. They'll look for the last shot of the half. Dons have a foul to give. Desperation 3 for Gerald Short. And that's it for the first 20 minutes. Purdue Fort Wayne within 5 of Youngstown State.
And then obviously we've added the women to this and these ESPN broadcasts, which is so great. When I first started dating Coach Kaufman, we had dial-up internet. With the head coach's wife would get it. It would be like $12, and you would listen to it through the computers, through the computer speakers. There was no Bluetooth enhanced at the time, and it would buffer. It would it was I can't believe we actually listened to it. It was more stressful trying to hear through the dial-up than it was to actually just wait and find out afterwards how they did.
And at that point in time, then you weren't getting any phone calls because you were on the internet.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to start the second half, Purdue Fort Wayne gets a stop. Sellers misses in transition, but a foul called against YSU. It goes against Paige Shy, and that's now 2 on her. Emily Saunders for Youngstown State also has 2 fouls. Sellers, the only Mastodon with 2 fouls. Audra Emerson, corner 3. Doesn't drop, but a foul calls against Dina Gerals, the Chattanooga transfer. And that'll be free throws for Emerson.
And this is the first time I've seen Emerson live since she stepped into the starting lineup. And just the poise with which she plays and distributes the ball on offense is certainly a big plus for the Dons right now.
Something that you often hear about Emerson is the high basketball IQ that she has. That has enabled her to have pretty instant success here at the Division I level. Going back to last year when she was a true freshman. Had the chance to ask her earlier where that comes from, and she credits her father, who helped to coach her for the most part during her youth, and likes to model her game a bit after Steph Curry and the electric shooting ability that he has, and she's brought some of that to the Dons and knocks down all 3 free throws to pull her squad within a pair.
And a ton of credit to just Indiana high school basketball. I mean, it is excellent. Great coaches and great programs all over the state.
No doubt about that. Hoosier hysteria underway earlier this week. The girls high school basketball state tournament began. And Emerson, a product of Fishers, less than 2 hours south of here. Limbo got an angle, puts it in, tie game. Purdue Fort Wayne trailed by 8 at 32-24, now on an 8-0 run, dating back to late in the first half. So we were tied at 24, YSU went on an 8-0 run, and now it's the Mastodons matching that. Penguins in need of a bucket, go to Lily Ritz, no good. Rebound Emerson. Kick ahead, Sellers wants 3. Doesn't get it, Ritz the rebound. She's got 10 of those. League leader in boards, sets a screen, and Megan Callahan sinks the triple up top. Perhaps rather a long 2. So Callahan leads all scorers with a dozen. Sellers dribbling has 11. The back down, turnaround. Net falls. Well, not to make a comparison to an all-time great who's actually here in the Hoosier State tonight himself in LeBron James, and not to just draw a comparison to a male player, but consider this. Shea grew up in Cleveland. Her father, Brad, former NBA player, following his playing career, has been an analyst on Cavaliers broadcasts, and so Shea was around the Cavs for many of the LeBron years there in Northeast Ohio. And one of the aspects that has made LeBron one of the best players of all time is always adding to his game, growing his game. And in a similar fashion, we're seeing that with Sellers, who's added this post element of her game, the back to the basket turnaround ability.
Well, what was so impressed with her as a senior starting this year.
As Starks hands the 3. A whistle, not for a timeout, but rather because as Starks swished it in, the net got caught on the rim. So the whistle blown just to fix the net as Purdue Fort Wayne has retaken the lead.
Well, back to my point, she saw that Bromanchenko was hot, wasn't in her offensive flow, and she just figured out ways to help the team, rebounding, steals, assists, just, kind of settled into just a role to, do whatever it takes to help the team win, whether she was scoring or not. I was so impressed with that to start the year.
That's good for Maddie Albach. An equalizer for Alba. Limbo has that shot altered by Saunders. And then a foul on Limbo. Well, yeah, just going back to what you were saying about how Sellers, even when she wasn't in an offensive groove, was still really vital to this team. She leads the league in steals per game. She's also in the top 15 in blocks per game. The only player in the conference to be in the top 15 in both of those departments. So putting together a resume to perhaps be defensive player of the year in the league, as Limbo, who again herself is second in block shots. Strong post defense. Starks to Limbo. That spin move, and she scores. Jaslyn Limbo puts Purdue Fort Wayne back ahead. Doing a little bit of everything tonight. Shot clock down to 5 for Alba. Little shake. Shot clock at 2. And she just got it off. Malia Magestro beats the shot clock buzzer to tie it up.
Well, you can just really see Youngstown State when they need a bucket. I mean, they just run flawless sets. They know where they want to be. They know their spacing. They cut hard, and they just get a great look. Every time they need an answer, they get a great look.
Yeah, it's that poise that comes from the experience that they have. And they're going to need to tap into that here tonight on the road. We've got a good one. Locked at 39. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well with 4:38 to go in the third quarter. You're watching the Horizon League on ESPN+.
It's always out there. The horizon. A reminder that our greatest goals are rarely attained. And as soon as you reach one, another emerges. But every day we rise and work harder, dig deeper, ask one more question, take one more shot in relentless pursuit of our horizon.
So one thing. Okay. So one.
It's Youngstown State at Purdue Fort Wayne. Horizon League action in the conference continues to prioritize the mental health of its student athletes by creating the Student Athlete Safety and Health Committee, SASH for short, and that focuses on mental health initiatives and other safety and health concerns of student athletes. You can follow along and stay up to date on this important issue by following the Horizon League on social media. And Tracy, some really big news just breaking this week as the conference, in historic fashion, announcing an investment of more than $550,000 in resources to address mental health concerns at each Horizon League institution. And that is really just phenomenal to see.
Yeah, just the ability to have those resources, at hand, and obviously with student athletes, they don't have traditional schedules, so to be accessible to them within their schedule, within their time commitments is really critical to the success of a program like that.
Well, as for this YSU program, Lily Ritz so critical to their success. Out of the timeout after Purdue Fort Wayne couldn't score. Ritz does, and now Shea Sellers responds. It continues to be a back-and-forth game. Purdue Fort Wayne has actually held the lead for a longer time. We've had 8 ties and 5 lead changes. A relatively soft foul whistled right there against Audra Emerson. haven't really had an overwhelming number of whistles in this game. That's the first foul on Emerson. Youngstown State so far has shot 4 free throws, Purdue Fort Wayne 7. Ritz backing down Sellers, trying to hold her ground, and one. Lily Ritz approaching another double-double.
Yeah, and I think, Coach, obviously Jaslyn needed a bit of a blow, just playing so hard on both ends of the court, and I see she's not going to stay out long, but probably when she's out of the game, maybe double teaming and dropping down on Ritz in those situations.
Again, Ritz leads the Horizon League in rebounds, field goal percentage, and double-doubles. Misfires on the free throw, but it's an offensive rebound chased down by Magestro. By the way, just for added context, Ritz also ranks top 15 nationally in those categories. She's second in the league in scoring at 17 per game. So Purdue Fort Wayne doing a relatively good job of containing her so far. But the Penguins with the ball up by 2. Ritz going downhill, lost her balance. Shot clock under 5. Ritz, heady play, another rebound. Up top, Alba for 3, no good. Ritz, relentless. Limbo challenging. It's a jump ball, and take it back. It is a foul on Ritz.
Well, and just a stat, the Don's almost close to being doubled up on rebounds, and that's the first possession where Youngstown really hurt them on the boards. Right now they're 23 to 19 on boards, so it's
going
not
back to that first meeting.
Yeah, the first meeting, and it doubled them up. So just a huge improvement on the boards. That's the first possession where we've seen Youngstown State just dominate on the boards.
Now, uncharacteristically, an ill-advised foul committed by Ritz, so she picks up 2 fouls in a matter of a half minute, and all of a sudden she's saddled with 3 fouls and will exit the game. Jen Wendler has come in, a 6'2" senior from Wisconsin. And now in the bonus here in the third quarter, Limbo good on the first of 2. Thanks in part to its free throw shooting, Purdue Fort Wayne tied up with the Youngstown State Penguin squad that's a half game out of first in the Horizon League.
Yeah, and the more aggressive the Dons are and can get to the free throw line, that's a huge asset in their game. They just are lights out from the free throw line.
We've already had one stunner in the conference tonight with Wright State defeating Northern Kentucky 80-70. The Mastodons, who've won 3 in a row and 4 of 5, trying to shock the Horizon League themselves.
And just how fleeting success can be, a coaching change around the time of COVID. Wright State was the gold standard for a number of years in the Horizon League.
Trying to get back to it. Again, a late shot clock. Wendler got it off in time. Couldn't make it, however. And so now Amelia Bromanchenko and the Dons with a chance to regain the lead. Bromanchenko for 3. The Mastodons are in this spot despite not shooting particularly well. They're now just 4 of 14 from 3. That's below 30%. Fourth foul of the quarter against Purdue Fort Wayne. Youngstown State not in the bonus yet. Will be on the next one. That foul called on Ryan Ott, who now exits. And one, Megan Callahan. Big-time player making a big-time play.
Yeah, you just really see the poise in her. I mean, she's such a leader, one of the captains. Does it on the floor defensively, and has just been a killer of the Dons. Every time they really needed to score, she stepped up.
Virginia native who started her collegiate career at Robert Morris, working towards a master's in criminal justice, converts at the line. YSU on the road up 3. Offensive foul on the screen.
Yeah, the Dons have had just a few not go their way call-wise right now. But you hear their bench urging, next play, next play. It's not much you can do about it when those go against you.
Last minute of the quarter. Nice ball movement. And a 3, good. Malia Magestro. Number 2, 4-3 on the assist from Paige Shy. Started with Callahan on the baseline. Starks, no good. Bromenschenkel chases after. And it will be Purdue Fort Wayne ball. The hustle for Bromenschenkel rewarded. With a half minute remaining in the quarter. 20 on the shot clock.
Well, what you've really seen YSU do is adjust their ball pressure. I mean, they are really out in passing lanes and just making every cut, every handoff, really every pass difficult for the Dons right now.
A testament to that, Purdue Fort Wayne has just 5 assists in this game on its 15 made shots. Destiny Marshall with room. Swish! Cuts the deficit in half. Shot clock off in the third quarter. Magestro back to Alba. Calls out a play. Alba to Magestro in the corner. 3 seconds in the third. Magestro off balance. No. And through 3 quarters, it's a 3-point game. Youngstown State trying to keep pace with Cleveland State for first in the Horizon League, while Purdue Fort Wayne, just so terrific to see that program really like a rocket take off. Meanwhile, we check in on the Horizon League scoreboard, this time on the men's side, where Dons fans can be pleased, while for Penguins fans, a challenge at home against Wright State tonight. Those games all on ESPN Plus here as well. Meanwhile, we've got a great one right now. Purdue Fort Wayne with the ball, down by 3. Jaslyn Limbo, up and under, puts it in. 1-point game.
Going back to your recoach initiative, seeing Coach Lauren Macer on the bench today, has just had her first child in November. And so obviously had a little time off, but back with the team right after Christmas and, is toting the baby around here and there. I don't see her in the gym tonight, but pretty cool to see her starting a family and then coaching as well.
I think baby Macy right now tuned in, locked in here. As Purdue Fort Wayne gets a stop and now has a chance to retake the lead. Dons played with a pair of point guards in Destiny Marshall and Audra Emerson, who lobs it inside for Limbo. Back out, Emerson near the arc. Shot clock at 10, Emerson for 3. Off the mark, and so Purdue Fort Wayne trying to pull off a shocker tonight. But only 5 for 17 from 3-point range. That's sub 30%. Contrast, YSU, 8 of 18. That's 44%. Lily Ritz, all conference caliber player. With the right hand, no. That did not hit the rim. Shot clock under 5. Callahan, shot fake for three. Rebound Starks. Solaire. By the way, for Purdue Fort Wayne, notable, Chase Sellers, senior leader, not on the floor right now. She's got 4 fouls. Paige Shia, a shooter, drives it, feeds to Ritz, no good. Rebound Marshall. Marshall draws contact.
And you're just really seeing that's 2 possessions in a row where, you know, Limbo just affects shots and, you know, just has Ritz really out of her rhythm. And it's great to see flashes when Destiny Marshall gets aggressive.
Working her way back from injury. Louisville native, first year in the program, transferring in from Radford in Virginia.
Well, I like this adjustment the Dons are making right now. I mean, you know, we talked about the ball pressure. Youngstown State really amped up, you know, to go 2-point guards and space the floor a little bit. Hopefully they can get some cuts and some open looks here.
No good on that second free throw for Marshall. However, Megan Callahan, the grad student for YSU, called for a lane violation. Marshall unable to take advantage as she misses all 3 free throws. For the season, just about a 70% foul shooter. Rare to see. Magestro fouled by Linbo. Second on the starting post player for the Dons. Now we'll see how Magestro can do at the line, where she's about 75% for the year. Well, both sides have been exerting so much on the defensive end here of late. No one has scored for more than 3 minutes. Beg your pardon. YSU had not scored for more than 3 minutes, and it's been a drought of more than 2 minutes for Purdue Fort Wayne, which had been on a 5-0 run. Still a chance to tie or take the lead. Now we've got a reach-in foul against Magestro.
Yeah, and you just seeing, you know, the Dons are really trying to get Broman-Schenkel some looks here.
She's been limited tonight, 4 points, 1 for 8 shooting, 0 for 4 from 3.
And very typical to her first outing with Callahan guarding her.
Emerson to Limbo. This sophomore connection. And it's our 10th tie of the night. 5 lead changes over the course of this one so far as well. And still 7 minutes remaining. Shy the lob, Ritz fouls. Called against Linbo, her 3rd.
This is a fun game to watch because you're just seeing the intensity and frustration on both sides. You know, they're both teams are locked in at the same level of intensity, and then obviously frustration when things don't go exactly how they want it to.
One of 2 for Ritz as the Penguins go back ahead, and she's a point shy of what would be her 13th double-double of the season. What a story Ritz is. Started her career at the Division II level at Wheeling Jesuit, and there it is, another double-double for Ritz, and more importantly, her team up by 3 with 6.5 minutes to go. Limbo banks it in. Foul on Starks.
That might have been some of the best hands I've seen on a big in a long time. That was a tough pass, an odd angle, and just kind of shows you what type of hands Jaslyn Limbo has.
We'll talk about it during the next timeout. We also still have the first coach's timeout to worry about, so we're not ready. Callahan stuffed by Ryan Ott, and it's out of bounds off Callahan.
Big time play by Ryan Ott. Dropping down, obviously Sellers cannot be too aggressive. When someone's backing her down, she needs all the help she can get so as not to be called for that 5th foul.
Roman Schenkel lost her footing momentarily. Flips it up and in. Purdue Fort Wayne leads. 5.5 minutes to go. Macedons once down by 8, but that's nothing for this group. 3 different times this year they've overcome double-digit deficits. Lead doesn't last long. Callahan sticks it. She leads all scorers with 18 and efficient as well. 7 of 10. Emerson got it. Timeout, Macedons. Correction, timeout, Youngstown State will take one here as well. Midway through the 4th quarter, 1-point game. Youngstown State, Purdue Fort Wayne. Don't go anywhere.
Rethink your limits.
A thriving job market and low cost of living, plus a wide range of veteran benefits, make Indiana the perfect place for veterans of the United States military to call home. InVets can help you find that home. We're an organization started by veterans to help former service members transition to civilian life in our state. InVets can help you find the community with the career opportunities, housing, schools, and amenities that fit your lifestyle. To learn more about InVets, visit us at invets.org today.
We are your doctors.
And nurses.
We are your cleaning staff.
And caregivers.
We have always been here. But lately, as our world has changed, you have been here for us, too. We feel your support. It is a healing force that makes us stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Purdue Fort Wayne out on the floor first. Mentioned how for Youngstown State, next up Cleveland State, a fight for first place on Saturday in Northeast Ohio. And meanwhile for the Macedons, 4 of the 5 on the court right now actually wearing pink shoes. Saturday here will be another special event. It's the annual Pink Out game as the Dons raise money for the Vera Bradley Foundation for breast cancer when they host the Robert Morris Colonial.
One of the best events here on campus. I really love it. And, obviously it's great. I forgot it was a pink out coming up, but I see the girls are breaking their shoes in tonight. You can't just pull them fresh out of the box, so breaking them in the game before. Are you going to wear pink? I mean, I know you're newly married, so I didn't know if Nicole was going to go out shopping for you or not. I don't have any.
I got to go deeper into the closet, but I think I've got some pink to pull out.
I don't have any pink.
After the timeout, the Penguins feed Lily Ritz, who draws a foul. It goes against Jaslyn Limbo, who all of a sudden has accumulated 4 fouls, 3 so far in this quarter. And Ritz will be at the line when we return. It's our final media timeout. 4:48 to go. 1-point game. This is the Horizon League on ESPN+.
Don, you're not looking so good. Are you going to be ready for the big game? Well, don't worry. Lutheran Health Physicians can help. Go to LutheranHealthPhysicians.com where you can see all of their great providers and make an appointment online. Lutheran Health Physicians has convenient locations on and near campus. You can even do telehealth appointments so you don't have to leave your couch.
Hi, Don. I hear you're not feeling well. Let's get you back in the game.
Lutheran Health Physicians, the team that will help you thrive.
Purdue-Fort Wayne clinging to a 1-point advantage over Youngstown State with 4:48 to go, thanks largely to the sophomore starter, Jaslyn Limbo, tonight's Bricklayers Local 4 apprenticeship, hardest working player of the game. And Tracy, Jaslyn's got a career-high 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting. She's also grabbed 4 rebounds and blocked 3 shots, and something that doesn't even show up in the numbers is the effort that she has put out there defensively too, and containing one of the top players in the league in Lily Ritz.
Well, playing at a high level at both ends of the floor, in an efficient manner. And just something I'm seeing here, 28 minutes on the night, in a game where it's the lead change, it's hard to be in the positive. And she's her plus minus stat, she's at a 5 right now, which just says that when she's on the floor, the Dons are playing well.
No doubt about that, and still a credit to the type of player that Ritz is, because even as I say that she's been contained tonight, she's at the line right now. She's still got her 13th double-double of the season, 11 points, 11 rebounds. But she averages 17 a game, and she gets a little bit closer to that. Knocking down the first of 2. That draws us level. No good on the second rebound. Aubrey Stupp. $11 ties, 8 lead changes. This has been a classic so far. Amelia Bromanchenko, attack mode. And Purdue-Fort Wayne grabs the lead again. Less than 4.5 minutes remaining. Bromanchenko had been only 1 for 8 from the field. And effectively, the sophomore has knocked down back-to-back buckets down the stretch. Shea Sellers puts it in. What a move. And the Dons are up by 4 with 4 minutes to go. Sellers now a team high 17. A steal for Ryan Ott in transition. Had that shot affected from behind by Malia Magestro. And a foul called against Purdue Fort Wayne. And it goes against Ott. And that's potentially a game-saving play for Youngstown State. And I should say it was actually Dina Jarrells who made that play, the transfer from Chattanooga. Another miss at the line for Ritz. This is one area of her game that hasn't been a strong suit. 45% at the stripe on the season. No good on both. And just 2 for 7 individually tonight there. Offensive foul.
Ooh. That was a tough call there.
It goes against Audra Emerson. And again, as far as fouls go, Purdue Fort Wayne's got a pair out there playing with 4 in Sellers and Limbo. John's showing his own. Shy, no good. Rebound, Stupp.
Well, you know, every time Stupp is in there, she makes hustle plays. She makes something happen. And I know that, you know, going into a zone, you know, they were going to show some looks like that, but obviously rebounding matchups is going to be a tough thing, and don't want to be out rebounded. But with Stupp in there, she's gonna attack the boards.
And there she draws a foul. That's the 4th on Ritz, who thought she had a clean steal, but instead now she joins that 4 foul club with 3:12 to go.
The defensive pressure is certainly heating up.
Without exaggerating, if Purdue Fort Wayne hangs on to win, this would be one of the most impressive wins for the Nons program in a long, long time. Bromanschenkel, shot fake. On the bounce, scores from the left side. Dons up 6, 2:50 remaining. The zone has the Penguins a bit out of sorts. Corner 3 doesn't drop for Magestro. Offensive rebound and a timeout called by Youngstown State. We'll keep things here with 2:28 left, and Purdue Fort Wayne up 63-57. As a reminder, Youngstown State, last year, regular season champs in the Horizon League. This year, with nearly everyone back, the preseason pick to win the league. Currently a half game behind Cleveland State for first place in the conference. It's the second meeting of the season between these two. A little bit more than a month ago, it really, frankly, was not a competitive matchup over in Northeast Ohio as Purdue Fort Wayne fell 60-44.
Yeah, and if it weren't for, you know, Abby Stevens coming in and having that 14 points straight, I think she had 11 straight, you know, to pull the Dons within, you know, a little bit more of a competitive number. But yeah, I mean, they were out rebounded, you know, just an incredible difference and improvement you've seen in this group thus far this year.
Macedons have won 3 in a row, 4 of 5. And that really began with a second half comeback against Milwaukee. And they've hardly slowed down since.
Well, and I think those comebacks, you know, I mean, they've had just some really bad quarters where, you know, they'll play 3 really good quarters at one quarter and get down. And, you know, Coach just talked about that consistency. But having 3 come from behind games with double digits and coming back and win this year, I think that's given them a ton of confidence.
That it has. Against the zone, Bromanschenkel deflects it out of bounds. Youngstown State is 113 in the country in the net rankings. Shot clock at 5. Magestro, the floater, no. Ryan Ott nearly had the rebound, arguably tackled. It winds up being a jump ball, and the possession arrow favors YSU. While our research crew behind the scenes is hard at work here, I feel confident in saying that since the net rankings became an official thing, Purdue-Fort Wayne has never defeated a program as high as 113 in the country. Callahan, the grad student, winds up being fouled by Limbo. It's her 5th, and Purdue-Fort Wayne is going to need to figure out how to hang on here in the last 1:59 without their starting post presence.
Yeah, huge loss right there. But, you know, Aubrey Stump is just one of those players that comes in off the bench and makes winning plays, you know. They don't need a lot of them right now, but, you know, she's tough, she's gritty, she's experienced.
Callahan, an 80% foul shooter, money at the line as, Stupp, the junior from Ohio now, thrust into a pressure situation off the bench. So YSU within 4 on a night in which they've missed half their free throw attempts. Purdue-Fort Wayne, in contrast, 9 for 11. Sellers can do it all, including handle across midcourt.
Yeah, the pressure and the physicality of Youngstown State on defense is just incredible.
Stupp over Reds, scores! Aubrey Stupp expands the lead to 6. Less than 90 seconds to go. Talk about unscripted. Timeout, YSU. 30-second timeout. Let's see a replay of that finish for Stupp.
You know, she's been here. She's an experienced player, and she's always aggressive. You never don't notice when Aubrey Stupp is in the game.
Regardless of the outcome here, what a job by Maria Marquesano and this Purdue-Fort Wayne program. Her assistants again, Lauren Macer, Stephen Asher, Jasmine Geist, and Quincy Cunningham on staff too. Student assistant Kendall Muxlow. What a turnaround. 2 years ago, this program won a single game. They were one of the worst programs, frankly, in the entire country. And right now, they're on the cusp of an upset. Callahan. Oh, that one from Indy. And it's a 3-point game with 1:05 to go. How about that shot for Megan Callahan? One possession game, last minute. Broman-Schenkel weaves through traffic. Stupp. Wave it off. Offensive foul.
You know, I'd love to say that Youngstown State called that 30-second timeout and drew up something to really beat the zone, but I think it was just get the ball to Megan Callahan and let it rip. Wasn't a lot of strategy in that timeout.
And you got Callahan did. She now leads all scorers with 23.
Yeah, when you got players like that. Oh, no.
Shy will go to the line with a chance to tie the game. Paige Shy leaned into contact and gets the whistle. Now the officials will go to the monitor to review whether it was a 2 or a 3.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there. You know, obviously I've got my opinions on that bailout. And you're seeing it in the men's game there. You know, they're really focusing on not bailing out those shooters like that.
And the call is confirmed as far as it being a 3. And by the way, we've got drama all around the Horizon League tonight. On the men's side, YSU clinging to a 62-60 lead over Wright State with 19 seconds to go. The Purdue-Fort Wayne men are up 71-60 at Oakland with just less than 3 minutes remaining there in Michigan. Shy, as a reminder, made what proved to be the game-winning free throws at Northern Kentucky, or against Northern Kentucky at home. Last time out, she made 2 with 2.3 seconds left. She's an 83% foul shooter. Now Purdue-Fort Wayne uses a timeout. 65-65 with 34.1 seconds left. 6 in a row for the Penguins. Purdue-Fort Wayne was up 6 when Callahan incredibly hits that 3. And then after Aubrey Stubb scored, but it was waved off because of an offensive foul, YSU came back.
Yeah, you know, I mean, the zone has really stagnated Youngstown State's offense, and to come out of the timeout like that, and
that's a really tough whistle in that spot, especially. I'm really not sure what the defender is supposed to do in that situation.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, 34.1 seconds to go in the game. 30 seconds on the shot clock here for Purdue-Fort Wayne, which with that timeout advances the ball into the front court. Again, the Macedons are playing without Jaslyn Limbo, who fouled out with just under 2 minutes to go. Into Emerson. Sellers in the corner. Sellers, the back down with the left hand. Go ahead, bucket. Timeout, YSU with 22.5 seconds left.
I'm having a hard time staying in my seat, John. This is unbelievable.
You want a celebration of girls and women in sports? This is it. Shea Sellers here in winning time. And it's 67-65 Purdue-Fort Wayne, just to confirm. It's the Macedons up by 2 with 22.5 seconds left.
Well, and Youngstown State still got so many offensive weapons, especially on the perimeter. But I would assume the Dons are going to come back out in that zone. It's really stagnated them offensively. They haven't gotten an easy look out of that zone.
In the zone. How does YSU attack? Alba with 10. Magestro with 4. Falls. Ritz. No foul. Stupp has it. Ball game. Or not. A foul was called with time still on the clock.
Who was the foul on?
Cheerleaders coming out of the floor. Waiting for the Stanford band, for that matter. Officials to the monitor.
I think the foul was on Youngstown State. Am I right? Loose ball foul.
Right. Purdue-Fort Wayne essentially is in position here.
Just going to have to inbound it.
Against Callahan. The question is, was there any time on the clock? We can't tell from this view.
5/10 is what I'm hearing.
Half a second put on the clock. Stupp will be the shooter.
Out of bounds. Yep.
Check that, only the 4th foul. Purdue Fort Wayne will use a timeout here to get resituated. So not in the bonus yet, so it'll be an inbound on the sideline. Purdue Fort Wayne, years ago, once beat Michigan State of the Big Ten. That might be the only win in program history. Honestly, more impressive for the Mastodons. A little bit more than 2 decades at the Division I level, and just not a tradition of success. 3rd year in the Horizon League.
Well, this has been coming. You know, they really played IUPUI well at home. And this group, it was not a moral victory for them. You know, they left, you know, with a bad taste in their mouth. And I saw it in them that night. You know, so a win like this, well, 0.5 seconds, was on the horizon.
That's it. Final score, Purdue Fort Wayne 67, Youngstown State 65. The Mastodons pull off the upset. They take down the Penguins, the Horizon League preseason favorite,